So this is going to be a review of The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. I saw the film on Friday night with a decent amount of people in the audience, which was really surprising for a film with essentially no marketing or promotion behind it. On that point, this is a film that I'm not sure many are aware of. When I posted it on my social media story, a lot of my friends didn't understand what the I was watching. From my perspective, I remember reading about this film on the movie list for 2024 and got the gist that it was a smaller animated Looney Tunes film starring Daffy Duck and Porky Pig in an alien invasion type story. The film's US premiere though was pushed from 2024 to 2025. I saw the first trailer for the film with Mufasa the Lion King, but then I never saw a single TV spot for the film until the day of its release, which gives you an idea of the kind of marketing budget this film had. But I, like many, love Looney Tunes, and it's not every day they have a theatrical adventure, especially not one involving an NBA superstar. So I was game to see whatever this film offered. In this film, Porky Pig and Daffy Duck attempt to save the Earth from an alien threat enslaving humanity. This film is done in the same style as the recent HBO Max Looney Tunes cartoon series. In that series, the Looney Tunes went back to the style and characterization from their most loony days in the 1940s. If you know your Looney Tunes history, you know this is when the characters were at their most screwy and appropriately most loony. In those Max cartoons, and specifically this new film, that style and characterization is most apparent with Daffy. Daffy's most utilized characterization is his greedy, self-absorbed, flawed individual self, who ends up being a foil for Bugs Bunny. And that's been the version that's been used in all the theatrical Looney Tunes films.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Duck season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Fire! I'm Coach. I'll take it from here. The dictionary defines basketball as a game played between two.
But originally, Daffy truly lived up to being a Looney Tune during most of the 1940s when he was a screwball-type character, a la Woody Woodpecker with a lisp. And in The Day the Earth Blew Up, takes Daffy back to his roots of being an insane screwball character, who's as much a danger and up to his friends as he is his enemies. For whatever reason, this screwball version of Daffy, and actually to be honest, any version of Daffy, just works well with Porky Pig's more classic straight man character, as those two characters have been paired together too many times to count. Robin Hood Daffy, Duck Dodgers, You Oughta Be in Pictures, just a bunch of cartoons dating back to Daffy's original appearance in 1937's Porky's Duck Hunt. This movie's story effectively hones down on the natural ups and downs of their relationship. It's the same guy here voicing both Porky and Daffy, Eric Bauza, and he delivered fantastic voice acting for both characters. They're the obvious stars here, and the whole film centers on their misadventures getting caught up in this weird humanity threat alien invasion. But this is a movie without any gimmicks to it besides the whole Porky and Daffy misadventure. The great way to describe it is the anti-Space Jam. And I don't mean that as a slight to Space Jam. I'm just giving you an idea of what this film is at its core. Something that is unfortunate is that even though the title says a Looney Tunes movie, this is not a Looney Tunes ensemble film or featuring any of the other notable characters in any kind of prominent roles. I won't spoil whether or not you'll actually see any of the other major Looney Tunes stars because that was a surprise for me going in, but I will say that this aspect of the film was a bit disappointing. Besides the starring Duck and Pig duo, the only other prominently featured Looney Tunes character in this film is Petunia Pig. She's one of the lesser known characters, but she's actually an OG character from the 1930s, but she's only had little appearances here and there. She didn't exactly get the Lola Bunny treatment. The best way to describe her here is adorable, I guess. Just the voice and personality were very pleasant. She's a scientist in this film who teams up with Daffy and her fellow pig to stop the invasion. But I enjoyed her as much as Daffy and Porky, which led to a very entertaining trio of protagonists. It's of course hard to take any of the plot elements that seriously in a Looney Tunes movie, and I'm talking specifically about the alien invasion threat here. I think the best thing I can say about the whole invasion element is that it does have some genuinely creepy-ish moments in how the takeover happens and the creature sequence that happens towards the middle of the film. I thought the main villain had a cool design and voice, but a lot of the humor with him did fall a little flat for me, along with where his story ultimately goes. But I loved watching this movie, and I mean literally watching it. It's always a pleasure to see 2D animation with effort behind it. The film looks great all the way through, but there are moments with noticeably a whole lot of extra effort put into the animation to make it look super fluid and detailed. But this style was just perfect for the elastic, zany nature of Looney Tunes, specifically this version. You combine that with a fun duo in Porky and Daffy, and an odd but effective sci-fi adventure story, and I had a good time with this film. For a smaller, unorthodox Looney Tune adventure, I'd say I liked it a lot. I appreciate getting to see a Looney Tunes adventure on the big screen. It doesn't happen a bunch. If they're ever to do another movie like this, I hope they can do one for Bugs Bunny, maybe Tweety, or ideally an ensemble film featuring everyone. But they'll probably do a Space Jam 3 before that happens. Which, to be honest, I wouldn't hate as much as others might, but that's a story for another time. So that'll do it for this review of The Day the Earth Blew Up. If you made it to the end of this video,
That's all, folks. Porky, wait! That can't be all. We gotta keep this thing open for a sequel.